When you're trading and you're trying to build wealth, you have so many other things that you have to balance in your life. You have to balance your personal life, if you have children, if you have relationships. And if you find yourself in a position where you're trying to take trades and your mind is elsewhere, your mind is on someone else, your mind is on your child, boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, spouse, your job, maybe your pursuit is trying to get out of having to go to work. That's admirable. But what if you are in a position right now that doesn't promote the clarity for you to be trading, because you have to maintain your employment until you find a better job? Or if you're on the rocks with your employer and you might be losing your job soon because of performance issues, or maybe you didn't do something right. But the idea of these distractions, like you're seeing me have to encounter and manage while I'm doing this live presentation, it takes a great deal of focus to trade. And for me, most of you, I'm easily distracted. I have short-term attention span, and I wrestle with a lot of things. If you are in trades or taking trades, or you find yourself taking trades and entertaining the idea that I'm probably going to lose on this trade, but what the hell? I'm going to just roll the dice and see what happens. And you're finding your thoughts linked to something outside of the market or the chart you're in. You're not respecting the risk. And what you're doing is subconsciously punishing yourself, because you know that your time should be spent on that thing, person, that event, whatever it is that's making itself known to you while you're in a trade. How do you deal with that? Well, you close the trade. You stop close the charts. But I'm beneath the spread. I'm in drawdown. The trade isn't in my favor yet. Just wait. No, you know what's going to happen. Your mind is distracted. You're looking at things with a clouded mind. And subconsciously, you're wanting to lose. So that way you don't feel guilt without purpose. I'm going to say that in a better way. You want to make sure that you don't lose sight of the importance of that thing that's distracting you, that person, that thing that you should be doing, other than sitting in front of that chart, taking that trade. That's the more weightier matter. But your impulsiveness, the gambler, they're in the driver's seat. And he or she wants to build up treasure for themselves, instead of building up treasure for something outside of yourself. For Alex, if you're listening, if you find yourself thinking like that, stop, don't trade. Only trade when you know that you're doing it to make a better life for you and your significant other. You're going to find that your trading becomes so much easier to manage the risk, easier to manage psychologically, because you're taking the risk soberly. It's not you that's just going to lose the money. It's you and your significant other. It's you and your child that you're supporting, and it's dependent of you. Put it in perspective like this. If you had a 1-year-old child just learned how to walk, there's this little, they don't know anything. They don't know their left from their right. Would you encourage them to go out there and run around in traffic? Of course not. It seems like an extreme, right? But essentially, that's what you're doing. Many times as a trader, you're encouraging bad habits because you're not focused. You're trading for all the wrong reasons. And you're trying to store up treasure, laying up treasure just for yourself, where if I lose it, it's not a big deal. If I lose this account, if I blow this money, if I fail my funded account challenge, if I lose my funded account, I'll just reset it. That is a piss poor approach to mindset. That is absolutely the worst mindset that you can adopt or start forging. You have to be diligent about risk at all times, and you have to elevate the respect of that risk to a degree that will prevent you from trading impulsively. Otherwise, the wolves come in. What's a wolf? trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's an expression we say here in the States. What that means is someone has something in terms of a track record. They've done something monetarily. They bought something. They went somewhere. You clap issue is wolf. And what does a wolf want to do? Come in and devour, steal, like a fox in the hen house. They want to take something from. You never see a wolf come in and say, hey, you know what? you look like you need something extra. Let me drop you off something here at your door. Don't work like that. Cats seem to do that, though. I was watching a video the other day. So this cat kept bringing its master whatever it found, either dead or caught. I've never seen that with any dogs. Maybe they do it too, but I digress. But a wolf, you got to keep them at bay. They come in to steal, kill, and destroy. They steal your purpose for what you're doing it for. Because it's great having a desire to become better. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing egotistical about it. It's not greed that you want to be better than you are right now. It's not greed that you want to have more than you have right now. That is not greed. Greed is having more than enough and not appreciating it. That's greed. A wolf is fearful. That's a fearful thing. If you were in a woods and you saw a large wolf in front of you, I don't care who you are, whether you had a firearm on your side or not, that scared the shit out of you. If it's gnarling its teeth at you and it's ready to jump on you, okay, you're going to respect that risk. And that's what happens when you start doing things outside yourself. And that's what you need to be prepared to deal with, that level of risk and managing it. When you have a sense of purpose that's above and beyond yourself, you're now accountable to no one but you. It's easy to manage the risk, but when you're accountable for yourself and something or someone else, there has to be a greater appreciation for risk. If you don't manage that risk appropriately and you do all the wrong things, try to get a trade to feel better, you aren't spending the time you're supposed to be spending with your family, but your impulsiveness, the gambler's in the driver's seat, and you're in front of those charts. So I've been there. I have done damage that I cannot replace on an emotional level with my own kids, with my wife, that I can't replace that time with. And when I talk to you about these things, and these asshats are in my comment section saying he's railing about stuff about his family, nobody cares about that. You're a broke ass person. It's never going to be anybody. You're never going to amount to shit. But you're going to leave comments from somebody that's already lived it and has learned the lessons painfully. So that way you, a broke ass that won't listen to good sound reason logic, to keep yourself from making the same mistakes that I have. That's a wolf. These people out here that try to give you financial advice and they're fucking broke. They're broke. They're working still, and they're going to tell you how to manage wealth. And they're not wealthy themselves. They have no idea how to become wealthy. Not having even made it that threshold yet. That's a wolf. You got to keep them at bay. Keep them at bay. See, a wolf, they only think about themselves. I'm not thinking about myself. I'm not thinking about myself right now. I'm talking to you, strangers that I'm not going to shake the hand of. We're not going to share a meal together. We're not going to be at a pub having a drink somewhere. But I know my voice carries far now. And some of you may listen to other people say things about what it is I teach, and you might be discouraged or maybe even doubt things. Well, you're seeing a live account. You've seen things called beforehand. You're seeing students that are coming forward. And don't think that I'm trying to discourage anyone. I have certainly more to see. Saying that because it's more impressive for me as the mentor to see those individuals that could very, very easily humble everybody else out there right now. We're talking tenfold more than what you've seen. And these folks are living their life quiet, appreciative, and not trying to stir up anything. Because that's not why they got into it. They didn't get into this to feel significant. They had a greater purpose of what it is that they were trying to do. Their why for doing it is in and of itself outside themselves. What's a better parent? Someone that's willing to take risks, fly by the seat of their pants, maybe even do things at their job that might get them fired while they have a family to take care of. Or someone that shows up, does what they're supposed to do, and takes no additional risks, and does everything with the purpose in mind to provide and maintain the livelihood of their self and their family. Clearly, it's the second. But the second is not attractive right now. That's not logical to anybody right now. That's boring. That's not exceptional. But in fact, it is exceptional. Because most of the things you see online is fake. It's an illusion. You're only seeing that fleeting moment where they did something right. And the lack of consistency, longevity, there's no evidence of that. But you'll buy into the image of it all. If I was a wolf, really a wolf, I could fleece all of you. And you'd pay me whatever I want. And I would feed you just enough to keep you going. And I can get way more richer than I already am. It's not my purpose. I'm spending my Saturday pacing around my pool in my pajamas still, walking around in slips and a wife beater, hair uncombed. I ain't brushed my teeth yet, just had breakfast. And I'm spending my time demonetized with you, coaching you, counseling you, encouraging you not to lay up treasure just for yourself.